This episode's gonna be a lot of chores and maintenance, because there's a lot of large projects I started and then just didn't finish, such as this open inside, all the rails. The rails, they still need a lot of work, and I'm gonna be using this train right here. But there's plenty of stuff I need to fix, such as this bridge or the railway coming up to here that's floating quite a lot. Over on this side, I'm going to be building the turnaround because I don't like having to either drive the trains backwards or arrange them and move them backwards. Snow is such a nuisance to work with. I probably spent 2 hours just making this little snow curve going through here. It doesn't even look nice. There's still all that dirt on the side. I am really starting to see why people don't like building in the snow. There's so much work, and I haven't even done this side of it yet. Cool, this works. Now I have double sides, and the curve is now done. I just added on another cube onto whatever this train's going to be. Hopefully it doesn't break everything. What this should do is fill below it with a bunch of snow. So there you go. You can see it first places cobblestone below it, then it places snow slope, and then it replaces the cobblestone. Wait a minute. It makes cobblestone slabs automatically? That's cool. I didn't know that was a thing. Now I really want to switch from snow to like something like cobblestone. Why am I stuck on snow? That did not quite go as I planned. First issue, I didn't set it up correctly, so half the time it was placing just the walls, the other half the time it was filling the snow, and then I ran out of snow. That was a double chest of snow for this area. I'm probably gonna have to make a snow factory, some kind of mini snow farm really quick. I'll not be able to handcraft enough snow for this, but it does get the general idea across. It works, almost. There's a few more things I need to do to it. Modified the train a bit, so hopefully it works better. I haven't been able to test it because I need to get the materials. My entire snow supply is just these snowballs and all that's in this backpack. Just laying that mountain back there is everything I owned, everything I've gathered so far. So that's not great. As such, I'm in need of the snow farm. Inside here is probably a good place to start putting it because I do need to decorate this, but I don't want this just to be some kind of storage place. It'd be nice to have some utilities for the train, such as you can see these depots right here. I can pump items into this, which means I'm going to design some kind of snow farm. I think I have an idea. I could make snow golems and then chuck them across, move them across with pistons. I don't know fully yet. I'm going to have to try to start testing out stuff. Something else I've seen in the comments is that the turns inside this place are too sharp, which I do agree with. Initially is having all these very sharp turns just because it gives me the most amount of runway, but it does really make the trains look weird. If I come onto this, suddenly I'm completely separated from the back of the train. That's a lot better. Now the trains aren't gonna look so buggy going through that, although this is still not spawn-proofed. I have no clue if this is going to work the way I'm hoping it is going to be. But all the components are here. I made a steam engine down here, which for some reason I'm not getting lava just yet. Maybe I'm unlucky. This will become a level 4 steam engine once it gets fully powered on. Up here is just snow golems and snow plows. The idea is that this thing pushes across, creates snow. When it pulls back, it picks up the snow. Hopefully nothing breaks, everything works first try, right? So I can speed this machine up. I don't know how fast is too fast until the snow golems start getting pushed out of this, but when it reaches over at this point, it should reverse. That's not, I mean, this part's working. Why do you go out? What this does tell me is that I could do it better, but I have another stupid idea that might work better. Hold on. Hold on. I've got another idea. This might be worse. Second idea I have, instead of having them in these chambers, I rope tie them. Now they can't possibly escape, right? Huh? Oh, it breaks all the... They can't get stuck to it with leads. Here's my second plan. Instead of having them in their specific chambers, I'm just gonna have snow golems kind of everywhere and hope they just spread out enough. With this whole setup, when it goes back and forth, the snow is gonna be immediately deposited onto this belt, and then it can get compacted into snow and then stored and waiting to get onto the train. But that's all depends on how this goes. Machines now going back and forth, breaking the snow, chucking on the belt. These are compacting it, and it's all getting stored onto the train. One last thing I want to test before I call this machine done is how quick can I make this before it's a problem. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Wait. The snowmen aren't really moving around. Oh, wait, no, they can't. Hold on. I know how to fix this. Yep, just normal building here. Let me try to get that fence post. Oh. Okay, lead. Oh, it's perfect. Hold up, go on, give me, there we go. You know, I think I can call this mission success. Snow farm's back and working. Oh, there's a bit too many. Okay, hold on. Not quite mission success. I'm sort of overproducing snowballs. I don't really have enough compactors. That can be fixed though. Is that enough for you? Are you not gonna be you're still overflowing with snowballs? Yeah, that's on junk board. This whole thing is gonna break as soon as I leave this area. Which, I should have really checked the chunk boards before building the whole steam engine. Oh well, that's not too big of an issue. All the chests on the train are now filled, and I think it should be ready to go. Time to see how far this can take me. Hopefully it's not going to be only a few blocks and it's going to stop. I added yet another chest cart thing to the back of this. Gives me more variety of what I can do. But to start with, should probably activate rollers. If only there was a half block of snow, because that's a fairly steep thing there. Oh well. Okay, with this, the rails should now be done. There's tiny little sections like this I should probably just hand cover up. There's a lot of floating tracks I left all over the place, but those should all be fixed now. I was going through and trying to patch up all the snow layers. You can see like right through here, I did a lot of work with the snow layers trying to make it look nice, but that's probably more effort than what it's worth. Wow, that really didn't take all that much snow. I kind of overbuilt the snow machine. This thing is still filled with tons of snow, which I guess is a good thing. If I ever need more snow than what the tracks used, I have it. I don't know what I'd use now, because I was assuming the tracks are gonna take a lot of snow, but apparently I was wrong. This interior needs some work. It's just an ugly hollowed out cave right now. This is the outline I'm planning on making. I'm trying to keep the same design language as I did out here with it being very squared off. It's all out of different colors of blocks and oak just to make it easier. This is what I use to plan out stuff. That way I don't have to worry about what the texturing is going to be like, what the materials are. I just need to build it in and I can fill it out later. I did remove one of the rails because I wanted more variety of what I could do inside here. Before this was 3 rails wide in the center, but that didn't give me a whole lot of room to change up stuff. I also made it lower down on the ground just to try to break this up because it's all one large flat area. Looking at it with it being so dark, I could probably put some lights hanging down low. I want to keep this top ceiling part darkened off, so I do need to figure out how to stop the light. But if I can get a whole bunch of these hanging lights down lower and bring the light down, I think that'll look really cool in here. I didn't like having the hanging lights. I tried figuring out how I can get that to work, but instead I just stuck with having a bunch of light sources on the ground. And it gives the walls a very interesting highlight at the very base of it. So up here it's all quite dark. This is just, I turned this into a cavern instead of trying to figure out some kind of roof for the top, and this is still all oak planks. I need to do the texturing, but I did complete it, mirrored it over, and made it fit in with the machine back here. Not fully sure how I'm gonna line that up. It does fit around this machine back here, so all this can still work. I don't need to redo any of that. What's left for this, I need to do a bunch of the texturing. Stuff like the floor, this isn't going to stay as gray concrete. I need to figure out something that's going to work nice for that, as well as getting all these oak planks converted over to what it is on the outside. Then hopefully I can turn this into schematics and import over survival once I gather materials for it. I don't know if I'll have enough gunpowder for a schematic cannon to build all this, because this is solid stone that's going to have to break every single one of these, and that's a ton of gunpowder. Hopefully I'll have enough resources to be able to build this. In Creative, I've already finished the layout, I've textured it, turned it into schematic, and I imported it over here. It was quite a large schematic, and it requires loads of resources, which I just gathered. All this and all this. I did not think I'd use that much gray concrete. I was originally using gray concrete on the ground as some kind of temporary block that I could later turn into something else, but I liked how it turned out and then textured it, so you're gonna see how that's gonna turn out. There's one concern I have is how much gunpowder is this gonna take, because for the finalized version, a lot of these blocks are going to be cleared out, especially right above me. This entire place is going to turn into a huge cavern. It's going to cost me a lot of gunpowder just to be able to break all these blocks. But with everything in place, I think it's time to get started. Let's see, what's left? Not much of the materials yet. I used up almost everything in here. But this place, oh wow, this turned out nice. On the floor, if you break it up, I put glowstone, copycat blocks, and then a block on top. It still lets the light through, even though it's supposed to be a solid block, but apparently because they're copycats, they don't do that, which is really cool. Meaning I can have all these glowing lights on the floor that just shine up. I was going to do a more detailed floor texture, but I couldn't find another block that's this blue-gray look in this color tone, so I just kind of left it as mud and gray concrete. The rails are complete. If you come back here, suddenly, whoa, I can curve around and come back. I didn't do this back area. It's going to need some work because I don't know how to fill this out. I now have all kinds of places I could store trains and even still access stuff like the snow farm for this one, although this train is a bit big for this place. I didn't really think about that. Something that I added last minute was up here, there's a cave, and I thought it'd be really cool just to add a way to sneak into this place and see. Wouldn't this be cool as some kind of like infiltration game where you could sneak in and ooh, you're in a spooky place. I also added red, there's color. People are mentioning, oh, I don't use any color, everything's grayscale, which is true. But I have color now, you can't say that, there's color. It's really hard to find color in this game because all the dyes are not easily accessible. I can get them, but just not yet, and it's gonna require still waiting on wandering traders till I can get all the dyes. There still is a lot more room for decoration. I didn't add any of the pipes and all that stuff I was playing, maybe even some big machines along the side. I think I have some reference for that. Yeah, I was looking at references for sci-fi interiors. They always have these large machines on the sides, which I think would be a great addition to this because it is quite plain inside here. But in the meantime, I've also made this bridge. I'm talking about how, oh no, I need a bridge. I need to make this bridge. I've got one right here. Just some simple metal thing. So it's time to get this thing built. I didn't want to go too complex on the bridge, so I just made it as some simple truss bridge going across. All the rails are also done. They've been unfinished for quite some time. A lot of the world is now cleaned up. This leaves a lot of room for what I could do in the future. Inside here, there's still all the decorations I talked about where those could be added, but also didn't really do much with the mine colony. This has been left mostly in the state that it was last episode. I did come and touch up some stuff, try to fix up some stuff. For example, the paths over here, I try to add those in, but it's really challenging with the snow because everything is just white. You can't see where roads are. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for the next one. Eventually I'm going to have to focus on the mine colony, get that built up, because I do want to see where I can take the mine colony. But as for right now, the bunker project is mostly in a finished state. There's still spots like back here that could use some work, however, that's not really ever seen.